Prime Field.
UConn just stayed perfect at 24-0. But the real post-game fight isn't about the final score, it's about the front court math. Because in the win over DePaul on February 4th, the question got louder, not quieter. Are Jana El Alfy's minutes just minutes played? Or are they about to become trust minutes? And I mean the kind of minutes Geno Auriemma only gives you when the game gets tight, the crowd gets tense, and one mistake can swing the season. So tonight, we're not doing the usual recap, we're doing the rotation audit, because Jana's box score is small. But the impact? That's where the debate lives. Here's the key idea that changes everything. Not all minutes are equal. Jana El Alfy played 10 minutes against DePaul. 10, and if you're a casual fan, you might shrug and move on. But if you're tracking what Geno is building for March, you ask a different question. When did those minutes happen, and what did she do with them? In those 10 minutes, Jana produced 4 points and 4 rebounds. She went 2 for 3 from the field. She did not commit a turnover. And she had a huge moment defensively, a block that stopped a DePaul run in the second half. So now you got the accelerated development crowd saying, "Coach, what are we waiting for?" And you've got the working back to form crowd saying, "Hold up, 10 minutes is not the same as trust minutes." Because trust minutes are not we're up big, go learn. Trust minutes are one possession game in the fourth quarter, go execute. So the real question is not, can Jana produce? The real question is, can Jana stay on the floor when the margin gets thin? Let's talk about the phrase that makes every fan base tense. The closing five. That is the group you trust when the season's on the line. And in UConn world, that group usually leans veteran, steady, and defensively versatile. So why is Jana even in this conversation? Because the per-minute numbers are starting to scream. Jana had 4 rebounds in 10 minutes. That's elite rebounding rate. And it matters even more when you pair it with the comparison that lit up the debate. Starting center Sarah Williams had 0 rebounds in 18 minutes. Now let's be fair, Sarah does a lot that does not show up as rebounds. In this same game, she had 4 assists and only 1 turnover. That high post facilitation is a huge part of the offense. She helps UConn flow, but rebounding is not a nice bonus. Rebounding is how you end possessions. And when your starters are having an off night on the glass, fans start asking, why not try the possession ender more? And there's another detail that adds fuel. UConn's defense held DePaul to 4 total points in the fourth quarter. That's shutdown basketball. And Jana's presence in the interior helps support that closing clamp. So now the debate becomes a chess match. Do you prioritize Sarah's offensive connectivity and decision-making? Or Jana's ability to physically tilt the paint and end possessions? That's the front court calculus. Now let's get into why this isn't just about DePaul. This is about the teams UConn expects to see later. Jana El Alfy is 6 feet 5 inches tall. That matters. Because in the biggest games, you do not just play basketball. You play geometry. And when UConn runs into elite interior length, teams that bring real size and real power, having a true 6 feet 5 inches body is not a luxury. It's a countermeasure. That's why the Jana supporters keep saying, you can't wait until the tournament to find out if she's ready. Because her value scales with opponent size. In this game, her length showed up in obvious ways. Rim protection, disrupted shots, and a defensive block that turned into transition going the other way. So here's the rhetorical question that matters. If Jana is the physical tool you need for the toughest matchups, how do you keep her on the bench long enough that she never becomes game ready? That's the tension. If you want the simplest argument for Jana's role expansion, it's this. She ends possessions. In 10 minutes, she grabbed 2 offensive rebounds, 2 extra chances, 2 sequences where UConn kept the pressure on even after the first shot missed, and overall, she posted 4 rebounds in 10 minutes. Again, the highest rebound rate on the team in this game. This matters because UConn's perimeter defense is aggressive. They pressure. They fly around, they rotate. But aggressive defense becomes risky defense if you cannot finish the stop with a rebound. So when Jana plays, she provides a safety net. Verticality, size, and physical rebounding in traffic. She even grabbed a defensive rebound late in the fourth quarter that basically slammed the door on any remaining DePaul hope. And when you're projecting forward, That skill translates. Rebounding travels, physicality travels, which is why fans see her as more than a bench piece. They see her as a playoff lever. Now here's the reason the coaching staff might still be hesitant. And it is not mysterious. It is fouls. Jana El Alfy committed 3 personal fouls in 10 minutes. That is 1 foul every 3 minutes and 20 seconds. And if you're talking about trust minutes, that foul rate is dangerous because in a close game, a center who fouls quickly does 2 things. First, she risks putting the opponent in the bonus early. Second, she risks taking herself off the floor before she can settle into the game. And that is exactly why the working back to form side feels confident. They'll tell you, Jana's activity is real, but the discipline is not stable enough yet. And honestly, this can be true at the same time. She can be a huge impact player and still not be ready for fourth quarter one-possession reliability. That's the barrier, not talent, not effort, discipline. One more piece that matters if you want closing 5 status: offense under pressure. Because in big games, teams trap your guards. They load up on shooters. They force you to make a play inside. And Jana showed real growth in Chicago. She scored in the post with poise. She hit a hook shot from close range off a clean assist. She executed a spinning move into a finish while drawing contact. And she went 1 for 1 from the free throw line in the fourth quarter. That matters because late game centers get fouled. If you cannot make free throws, coaches hesitate. So, offensively, Jana is checking boxes: efficient finishing, strong movement, and calm scoring in traffic. Which brings us back to the core tension. If her offense is already closing level efficient, then the only thing keeping her from trust minutes is the foul discipline and defensive consistency. And this is where the rotation debate gets spicy. Every Jana minute comes from someone else. Against DePaul, Ayanna Patterson only played 7 minutes. Sarah Strong played 19 minutes. Ashlyn Shade played 36 minutes, and Azifud played 28 minutes. So Jana does not just impact the center spot, she impacts lineup freedom. When she plays well, UConn can rest different pieces. They can experiment, they can keep legs fresh. But when she gets into foul trouble, it creates rotation stress. You are forced back into starters earlier than planned, or you have to change the whole structure. So Geno's decision is not emotional, it is mathematical. Can he trust Jana's defense and discipline enough that her minutes make the team more flexible and not more fragile? So here's the post-game truth. Jana El Alfy's performance against DePaul was a warning shot. Not because she played the most minutes, she didn't. Not because she had the biggest stat line, she didn't. But because in 10 minutes she showed the 2 things coaches cannot teach in a week. She rebounds like a possession closer, and she scores efficiently inside. If she stabilizes the foul rate, the closing 5 debate becomes unavoidable. And as UConn keeps rolling toward the tournament, the program has to decide, do you keep her as a specialized bench weapon? Or do you accelerate the development now, so she is ready when the matchup demands it? Alright, your turn. Should Jana El Alfy's role expand immediately, or is Geno right to keep her in a controlled 10 to 12 minute window until the fouls settle down?
Prime Field